Time to talk about ventilation now on Fit Show 2023. Here's Ashley from VENTI. Good name for ventilation, I think. I can see what you did there. Tell me a bit about ventilation and about VENTI in particular.
Very good, yes, excellent to be here. We're having a great show. It was a bit of a punt for us to sign up for this show because this is about fenestration, and who thinks ventilation links with fenestration? Until you start talking about trickle vents. Yes. And then everybody says, we hate trickle vents. And so do we. That's why we're here. So VENTI is all about introducing our mission is to introduce proper ventilation into homes. Okay. And a full 50% and probably more of UK housing stock does not have proper ventilation.
Well, I tell you what, as soon as we moved into our house, what was that, 18 months ago, first thing we did was go, why is there no ventilation in the bathroom? Why is there no ventilation in the kitchen? None of our windows have got any kind of ventilation whatsoever, not even like the little locky thing so you can have them half open. So yeah, and we live in a 150-year-old house that's cold, and ventilation is a real problem.
That's exactly it, and I think that's what residents around the UK, both in high-end houses right down to social houses, all across the whole spectrum. We've been focusing for a long time on airtightness and insulation, and we've caused ourselves a ventilation problem. So there's a big lack of air movement, and that's our mission, is to create air movement within houses, and that's mechanical, you might say forced ventilation. Mm-hmm. So it's making ventilation actually happen and not relying on passive ventilation. Now, passive ventilation is like a trickle vent. Most people keep trickle vents closed because they let spiders in and they let cold air in and they let expensive heated air out. Even when they're open, it requires an imbalance in pressure for air to flow. So if there isn't an imbalance, then there's no ventilation happening. So what we've done is introduced our Fluxo. And
let's have a look over here. So Exhibit A is Fluxo. Good name, VENTI and Fluxo. You guys are getting the branding right. What is Fluxo then?
So Fluxo is a continuous mechanical vent that goes in the wall of a house. So it goes in the external wall. It's a 100mm core through the wall. Yep. It extracts stale, moist air for 70 seconds. Inside the Fluxo unit is a ceramic heat recovery unit. So the warm air flows over the heat recovery unit and warms it up. After 70 seconds, the fan reverses and draws fresh air in, warms it back up through the heat recovery unit, and puts warm, fresh air back into the room on a continuous 24/7 cycle. And the beauty of this unit is it's super quiet. We're talking of 10 decibels. So it's about the level of somebody breathing. Very, very quiet.
It's basically inaudible. The other question, of course, that I would ask now more than ever before is in terms of energy usage for these. What are we talking about in terms of watts, for example?
So this runs at 1.7 watts, which costs, a unit like this costs £5 to run for a whole year. Continuous, that's running all the time. And the secret of this is that it's continuous. That's why it's so effective, because it's happening all the time. So in the UK, we're used to intermittent ventilation, extract in our bathrooms, for instance. But the secret of this is it's very quiet and it's continuous. So it's just in the background, happening, dealing with those problems. And the problem it deals with most effectively is damp and mold. So it's getting that air moving. And to deal with damp and mold most effectively, the air has to move. And the reason we've got a big damp and mold problem in this country is because our air is not moving inside our houses.
So 70 seconds blow, 70 seconds suck, heat recovery unit, it's taking the air out, warming this up and then sucking it back in from the outside, potentially using the heat that is contained within here to warm up that air. Therefore you've got little thermal loss within the space in which this is fitted. Okay, makes sense, low energy, good. I like that a lot. What's the response been here at the show?
It's been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I think here we've got a lot of fenestration companies. They make beautiful doors and windows out of UPVC, aluminium and timber, and then they chop a great big hole in it. And there's a big focus on U values, for instance, but then they're chopping a hole in it. And all the time they're putting this big hole in, which is supposed to allow ventilation, but it doesn't work very effectively. So the response here has been amazing because they no longer have to chop a hole in their nice windows and their clients are getting properly ventilated homes.
One thing I just want to take a look at, I haven't had a look around the back there, is what the external face looks like. Okay, so that's pretty low profile as well, isn't it? You know, you've got what it looks like on the inside, which is pretty neutral. That's going to fit into most decors quite discreetly, and the same on the outside as well. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. How has the show been for you this year? Obviously, you're trying to spread the word about this, which is part of what Fit Show's about. How's that work for you?
Yeah, I think it's worked amazingly. We've got lots of meetings booked up over the next few weeks because there's been so much interest here, and we've got meetings booked up with people from all spectrums, people that build high-end houses, multi-million-pound houses, right through to the likes of Birmingham City Council, who've got 80,000 homes that they need to properly ventilate. So I'm going to see them next week. So it's been amazing for us.
Amazing. Well, it's amazing for us to have you here, Ashley. Thank you very much indeed for chatting us through, showing us Fluxo in action there, and wish you all the very best. Hope to see you in 2025.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Cheers.